Okay.
1-2. Hello everybody and welcome to Frank Sheehy Park Listowel for the North Kerry Championship Final 2017 between Ballydonoghue and Ballyduff, near neighbours and rivals, Ferry Bridge dividing them and the River Field, the River Cashin. Before the game starts, we have been requested to mention the following people abroad: Father Tim Dowling in New York, Amy and Emma Carney from Ballyduff, whose brother Cahill is on the team, Adrian Lyons in Sydney, Kieran Lyons in London, Richard McElligott and Roger Kissan in Oregon, David O'Connor in New York, Barry Shanahan in London, Liam Rostick, sponsor of Ballyduff. Liam, we mentioned you the last day in Brosna, but because of the wind maybe it didn't come across too clear. Great GA man, sponsor, ex-player, administrator in Ballyduff. We also mentioned John and Catsy Maguire, but due to the wind and Brosna maybe didn't come across too clear. John, we are mentioning you today, and Catsy, great supporters and sponsors of Listowel and North Kerry football indeed. Also, we'd like to thank the North Kerry Board and the Listowel GAA for all the help and the facilities, and Paddy Horgan, who was with us for the last 3 or 4 games live streaming, to Claire Horgan in Jersey, to Dennis Collins and Ger Collins in London, or in Birmingham I should say, who had requests on Radio Kerry earlier this morning, to my good friend Mossy Kelly out there in Culcairlock. Hopefully, Mossy, you will recover and be back watching games again. To the Listowel Club, Tim Kennedy, 12 years ago this week Tim passed away. We wouldn't want to forget his great contribution to sport. To Martin Scanlon, the groundsman in Listowel, Martin, we hope you will be back in full health in the not too distant future. If I forgot anybody, we'll mention you as the game goes on, but in about 5 or 10 minutes time we will be back with the game live. But for the moment, that's the build up to the game. Ballyduff won it 94, 06, 05 and 06. They did back to back. Can Ballydonoghue do the same today? You will know from our screening. On camera, Tim O'Connor as usual, as we stand up here in the cold in a voluntary capacity, doing our best to bring you the game wherever you are in the world. And we would also like to say hello to the people, particularly in America, Australia, but particularly America, those who cannot come home for the reasons of American citizenship or whatever it is. We would not want to mention your names, but we are not forgetting you today. We'd also like to mention Ger Mason. Ger, who is a brother on the panel, Ger will be tuning in later on. So for the moment, that's the build up to the game as we look out on the field. The Ballydonoghue team are out there kicking around. We'll give you the team in a few minutes, and hopefully you'll enjoy this screening of this game later on, wherever you are, brought to you by myself, Robert Bunyan, and Tim O'Connor, filming the game, and helping us out is Paddy Horgan, and Paddy, who was the main man behind our streaming all along. Today, live streaming is not allowed. That's the story for the moment. Ballyduff team: Sean Brown, Thomas Latry, Sean Costello, Cahill Carney, John Paul Leahy, Paul O'Carroll, Anthony O'Carroll. Midfield, Pod Costello and Jack O'Sullivan. Right half forward,
Paddy Morton.
Paddy Morton.
In for Johnny Regan.
In for Johnny Regan. Padraig Boyle and David Goulding. Mikey Boyle, Barry O'Grady and Jack Goulding. The subs: TJ Brown, Dara Goulding, Eddie Joy, JP Enright, Padraig Hussey. Paddy Morton now plays. Darren Leahy, Liam Boyle, Darren O'Connor, Michael Hussey, Padraig Slattery, Chris White, David Lenan, Daniel O'Carroll, Eric McHale, Evan Dial, Ben Tobin, the manager John Paul Leahy, the trainer Micheál Lynch, the selectors Jack Harrington and Tom O'Sullivan. The Ballydonoghue team: Dara O'Shea, Stephen Lonigan, Jason Foley, Billy Foley. Half back line: Tommy Kennelly, Micheál Foley, Jack Gogarty. Midfield: Eamon Walsh, Martin O'Mahony. The half forward line: Jim Crimmin, Brian O'Shanachon, Dara Sheehy. The full forward line: Jack Foley, Paul Kennedy the captain, and Kieran Lynch. The subs: Darren O'Connor, Diarmuid Behan, Padraig Enright, Colin O'Mahony, Brian Mason, John Enright, Stephen Foley, Wayne Dowling, Kevin O'Donnell, Jack Behan, Danny Powell, Damien O'Carroll, Darren Gogarty, William Kissan, Declan Behan, Garrod Kissan. As we break for our Arnavine, we'll come back to them.
Shall we sing to the
Just to finish off the Ballydonoghue subs, I might have been gone as far as Gerard Kissan, Sean Lyons, Cian O'Mahony, Eric O'Connell, Padraig Lyons, Dan Reardon, Dermot O'Connell, Joseph Lynch, Kieran O'Connell, the management, John O'Carroll, Dennis Lynch, Stephen O'Carroll. The sponsors, the Swan in London and Tulamax International, Padraig Runyon out there in Brazil, hope you're getting us loud and clear. The sponsors of Ballyduff, Liam Ross, the referee, Seamus Mulville, refereed the All-Ireland Ladies Football Final this year. So the 2017 Kerry Championship between near neighbours, Ballyduff and Ballydonoghue. Joining me here on commentary is Mike Enright, needs no introduction, has done this for a number of years, trained the last Ballyduff team in 2006 to win the Kerry Championship, and of course recently involved only last Sunday in an All-Ireland final with Morris Camogie team, unlucky not to pull off an All-Ireland. Mike, your thoughts just before the throw-in?
Yeah, it's a very interesting game. The condition might suit Ballyduff a bit better because they'll be physically stronger team. As we know, Ballydonoghue forwards are small but they're lightning fast. Pitch is in good condition.
Thank you, Mike. You'll be back to us shortly. Out in the middle of the field, Martin O'Mahony and Paul Costello, and number 3 moved out to Sean Costello. Switch already on the Ballyduff team.
Just when it's going down there, lads.
The game is on. First to break away, Ballydonoghue, Jim Crimmin. 2017 Kerry Championship, free to Ballydonoghue. Tommy Kennelly moves it quickly down the field. Jack Foley. Jack, will he get it? And he picks it off the ground. It's a free out. Free out to Ballyduff. Free out. John Paul Leahy with the ball. John Paul kicked it in, passed it into the middle to Paul O'Carroll. Paul O'Carroll out the side to Jack O'Sullivan. Jack O'Sullivan to Cathal Carney. Cathal making good progress up the field, racing ahead of Miss Anthony O'Carroll. We had a lot of rain last night. Great work done by the Listowel GA club, the Kellers, the Moriartys here early this morning to get the pitch in good shape. Ballyduff still with the ball over there is Jack O'Sullivan. Jack making progress, going right through the middle, kicks it down towards Barry O'Grady. Great serve for the Ballyduff football. Barry O'Grady looks like he's fouled. Yeah, free into Ballyduff. The game 1 minute old, and hopefully we'll have a good lively game of football. The conditions, no fault of the Listowel club, terrific or horrific rain I should say last night. Jack Golding with the ball, Jack cutting in, that looks like another free to Ballyduff. It is a free in. A free into Ballyduff. Game only settling down. 1 minute and 30 seconds gone. Paddy Helly has been bringing you DVDs of this for 30 years. Paddy is away today. On camera is Gerard Reardon, and on my other side Tim O'Connor, who has been doing it all during the year as Barry O'Grady attempts to get the first score for Ballyduff. About just outside, maybe about 30 metres out. Here he comes. Barry kicks and Barry scores the first score of the game. A fine crowd here in Listowel for the Bernard O'Callaghan Memorial Championship as Zara O'Shea prepares to take the kick out. Barry O'Grady, great servant of football in Ballyduff. Mike?
Yeah, a very good score there, brought out to defence excellently by Carney, worked it all ways up the field. Ballyduff will fall down on the far side. A great start for Ballyduff, put a full lovely passes together there.
Our duty is, I'm from Ballydonoghue with involvement with Ballyduff, Mike from Ballyduff, but our duty is to bring it to you as we see it, as fair and as honestly as we can. Free to Ballyduff. Ballyduff on top in the first few minutes. Podge Boyle will take the free. Whatever breeze is there would be favouring Ballydonoghue in the first half. Podge will kick it long. In it goes. And it's got by Mikey Boyle. Mikey Boyle, and he's going right through. Danger for Ballydonoghue. Mikey Boyle. Great save by Darragh O'Shea, but Seamus Mulville will bring back that for a free in. He had his hand up, a foul on Mikey Boyle. Against the wind, against Listowel, Ballyduff scored 3 goals on a bitterly cold day up in Brosna, and they are certainly moving quite well in the first 3 minutes of this game. Another chance for Barry O'Grady to get his second score of the game. On the 14 metre line, we'll probably tab it over, and that's a good start for Ballyduff. 2 points to no score. Barry O'Grady getting both scores from frees. Kick out by Darragh O'Shea. Not much of a break in the play here, Mike.
No, Ballyduff has settled very well actually. Mikey Boyle there turned Jason Foley very well, and Mikey was very doubtful for this because he's troubled by knee, and that was a great turn by him, which was good to see.
There O'Shea, something happened off the ball there. Seamus Mulville going in. Somebody down there from Ballydonoghue, maybe a late tackle, and Barry O'Grady is being called out by Seamus Mulville, and that might be a yellow card for Barry O'Grady. Very early on in the game he started well, but Seamus Mulville saw something we didn't see, and Barry walks away, and it's a yellow card for Barry O'Grady. Don't know what happened there, something off the ball. We'll continue with the play. Dad O'Shea will take the free. Ballydonoghue have only got one ball down the field since the game started 4.5 minutes ago. Kicks it out to Kieran Lynch. Kieran Lynch trying to break out, still with the ball. Kieran Lynch kicks it down to Jim Crimmin. Jim Crimmin still with the ball is Jim Crimmin. Kicks it down the field, might come to Dara Sheehy. The ball breaks away. Brian O'Shanachon tussling and got by Sean Costello. Back to John Paul Leahy. Pod Costello. Anthony O'Carroll. Got by Eamon Watts for Ballydonoghue. This is a tough game. Tommy Kennelly might break for Ballydonoghue now in their first attack. Tommy still with the ball. Hops it. Gives it back to Martin O'Mahony. A veteran midfielder. His kick is blocked down. Well blocked down by Thomas Latry. This game is moving quickly. Pod Costello. Pod is fouled. Free to Ballyduff. Ballyduff on top in the first 5 minutes of this game. Free to Pod Costello. Referee calling Brian O'Shanachon, and well, just give him we'll call it a small warning. Pod Costello takes it away across to Jack O'Sullivan, front of the stand. Jack Goulding, Pod Costello, and now John Paul Leahy. John Paul crossing the midfield, out to Podge Boyle. Podge Boyle being tackled by Micheál Foley, kicks it up to Jack Goulding. Or is it David Goulding? David Goulding tackled by Kieran Lynch. David Goulding still going through, danger from Ballydonoghue, and it's well blocked in there by Jack O'Garty. Still in there with Mikey Boyle. Gets it back to Paul O'Carroll, all the way back to Sean Costello. He'll have a shot from there, but it will come into Kieran Lynch. Kieran Lynch, pick corner forward, playing way down the field. Got by Dara Sheehy. Dara Sheehy to Kieran Lynch. 6.5 minutes gone. Kieran Lynch, 2 points to no score. Ball with Paul Kennelly, the captain. Paul gets the ball to Eamon Walsh. Ballyduff covering in numbers. Jack Foley. Jack, but it's got by Paul O'Carroll. Ballyduff on top in most positions at the moment. Cathal Kearney getting it out to Pod Costello. And Pod gets it back from Jack O'Sullivan. Still holding on to it. Back to John Paul Leahy. John Paul, who doubles as a player and as a manager of this team. And there he goes again. Way up towards David Goulding and Stephen Lonigan. Got out over the sideline. Line ball to Ballydonoghue. Jack Goulding is wearing number 15. David Goulding wearing number 12. They look alike in the distance. Dad O'Shea. Dad O'Shea tackled hard there. It's a free out. Ballydonoghue have not quite got into this game yet, Mike.
No, Robert, they haven't. Actually, Ballyduff are playing very well and they're throwing the ball around. Of course, this Ballyduff team are very experienced. They have County Hurling Championships and a lot of them have wore the green and gold jerseys. Well, like, people mightn't think of that throughout North, but they are an experienced team.
They are indeed, and they beat a very good Listowel team, and when you beat Listowel you have a good chance of winning the championship, as Ballydonoghue found out last year. The ball with Eamon Walsh to Jason Foley. Jason to Dara Sheehy. Micheál Foley down in front of the stand if he sees him. He does. Micheál Foley. Or it's Jack O'Garty. Jack to Brian O'Shanachon. To Eamon Walsh. Tackled. And the referee says play on as hard tackle there. Thomas Latry. It looked like a free, but Seamus Mulville is nearer than we are. It's a free. John Paul Leahy will take it for Ballyduff. 8 minutes gone in the first half. Kicks it back to Jack O'Sullivan. Jack heading over towards the stand. Gives it back to Anthony O'Carroll. The ball now with Anthony's on the ground, and it's a free. Martin O'Mahony penalised there. A free to Ballyduff, a foul on Anthony O'Carroll. Pod Costello.
Stop for a second, let's go. Rob? Just when the ball goes down.
Back again with the free John Paul Leahy. 9.5 minutes gone. Kicks it down the field. It might be got by Tommy Kennelly. Now it breaks back to Jack O'Garty. Jack trying to get out with the ball. Tommy Kennelly, brother of Paul, breaking down the field, passing midfield. Ballydonoghue yet to get a meaningful attack. Maybe this is it. Martin O'Mahony. That might be a free to Ballydonoghue, and it is a free for a foul after that ball. That ball was passed on. A free. Seamus Smallville, one of the top referees in Kerry, seen something there, maybe a booking for Sean Costello. It's a bitterly cold day here as we stand up on this scaffold bringing you this game. 2017 our Kerry Championship final. If you've just joined us, the score is 2 points to no score, 2 points by Barry O'Grady. Kieran Lynch changing a jersey as Paul Kennedy attempts from outside the 45 to get Ballydonoghue first score. That's a high kick, but it's gone to the right and wide. Ballydonoghue yet to score. 10.5 minutes gone. Ball gone away down behind the goals. Sean Brown will take the kick out.
Ballydonoghue haven't set it at all.
Black percent.
Brian O'Shanachon has recovered. Rugger Kavahar Travis Sagertuck. Dara Sheehy, Jack O'Garty. It's a free to Ballydonoghue. A free. Brian O'Shanachon waiting for Paul Kennedy. 4:17 Paul has scored in this year's North Kerry Championship. Last free didn't go his way. Much the same position. 45 metres out, 12 minutes gone, 2 points to no score. It's dry now, but we have had a lot of rain. It's bitterly cold, but however, the game is good. Paul Kennelly. That's a good kick by Paul. That's a very good kick by Paul Kennelly, and Ballydonoghue get their first goal of the game. After 13 minutes, Paul Kennedy the scorer. That was a good free, Mike, in the conditions.
Yeah, good score there by Paul. Missed the one there about the same distance as before, but got that one spot on. Conditions are a bit heavy back into the field, but this will settle Ballydonoghue now to possibly bring them back into the game.
Kick out by Sean Brown. Positions mean nothing. Players are playing in not necessarily where they were picked. We're wearing the numbers, but they're going all over the field. Sean Brown kicks it out. The far side of the field. Eamon Walsh goes up. Ball breaks. It breaks to Paul Costello. Paul who had a very good game against Listowel. The ball comes back to Paul O'Carroll. Paul O'Carroll right across to Thomas Satry. Is it Cathal Carney? Cathal made a good run for the first goal. Make another good run as Cathal Carney. Ball goes slightly away from him. Being tackled by Brian O'Shanachon. Being fouled by it's a free to Ballyduff. Near neighbours and good friends, but for the next hour or so, it's a football game. Nothing, no quarter given or taken, as I say. Paul Costa looking back towards John Paul Leahy. Kicks it back to John Paul. John Paul, 14 minutes gone in the first half. If you've just joined us, 2 points to 1. 2 by Barry O'Grady, 1 by Paul Kennelly. Paul Costello still with the ball. Faced by Tommy Kennedy. Gives it to David Goulding. David Goulding making good progress. Kicks it across to the far side to Jack Goulding. Going with Stephen Lanigan. The ball breaks to David Goulding, but Ballyduff break with Stephen Lanigan to Jack O'Garty, to Dara Sheehy, to Tommy Kennelly. Tommy Kennelly, Ballydonoghue moving quickly. Tommy still going inside the 45. Nobody inside. Gives it back to Eamon Walsh. Eamon will have a shot, but that will drop into Sean Brown. Sean Brown and out with the ball, gets it out to Thomas Datry. Thomas Datry to Sean Costello. Sean Costello away over, maybe that's Paddy Morton away over there, or is it? It's Jack O'Sullivan. Jack O'Sullivan to Paul Costello. Back to Podge Boyle. Podge Boyle, scorer of a wonder goal against Listowel. Podge Boyle and plenty of them in the hurling championship as well. Back to Jack O'Sullivan. 15 and a half minutes gone. Jack back to Paul Costello. Back to John Paul Leahy as Ballydonoghue retreat. John Paul going up the field. Gets it up to, is it Thomas Atchie? It's away up there, I'm not too sure. Back to Podge Boyle, quite sure of Podge. Back down to Mikey Boyle. Mikey Boyle wearing number 13. Mikey, tackled by Jason Foley. Gets the ball back. Mikey Boyle, back to John Paul Leahy. Right across to Paul Costello. Two Ballyduff players over here, Sean Costello and Paul O'Carroll. And a bitterly cold day. The ball back with John Paul Leahy. Ballyduff holding on to it. And the ball comes all the way across to Thomas Latry on his own. This game is developing into like a backs and forwards. They're all down at one end of the field apart from 4 players right now and Sean Brown. Ballyduff have it. Ball kicked in. Got by Podge Boyle. Back to Jack O'Sullivan. That's the foul. Free to Ballyduff. Foul by Micheál Foley. Seamus Mulville calling him over. And having a word with him, and maybe a yellow card for Micheál Foley now. As the breeze, a bitterly cold wind blowing in on this here, a yellow card for Micheál Foley. As Barry O'Grady a bit further out than the last 2 he took. 16, nearly 17 minutes gone. Low scoring, as to be expected with the wind. And Barry O'Grady looks towards the goals. Can this be his 3rd point in this game? Into the wind. It's high, but it's probably going to the left, and it's gone wide. Your thoughts on it so far, Mike?
Yeah, Ballyduff are going very nicely actually. Ballydonoghue haven't really got going at all yet. Ballyduff are putting all the passive movements together and working the ball. They're playing against a slight breeze as well and up against the hill, which they'll be delighted with if they keep it at this till half time.
And can I kick out? Martin O'Mahony goes for the ball, breaks down to Jack Goulding. Jack Goulding. It's a free. Well, Seamus Sullivan gives the advantage and now he brings it back. A free to Ballyduff. Barry O'Grady's last effort was further out than this one, so this is his chance to get his 3rd point of the game. Almost 18 minutes gone. Well, let's be 3 points to 1 in favour of Ballyduff. Here he comes. High, and it's pulled away to the right this time. The wind pulls it away to the right and wide. That O'Shea will take the kick out. As Mike said, Ballydonoghue not really in this game so far. Long way to go, but we would be of the opinion that this will be a low scoring game. We could be wrong. We were wrong up in Boston a couple of weeks ago when Ballyduff got 3 goals in 7 minutes. Del O'Shea kicks it out. Kieran Lynch might get this one. Well caught by Kieran Lynch. Won that ball well. And the ball's been brought forward. Kieran still with the ball. Looking down the field. Kicks it, no, goes back to Martin O'Mahony. Martin, the ball bounces away from him. White we got by Stephen Lonigan, last year's captain, to Martin O'Mahony. Martin heading towards the stand, been tackled by Jack Goulding. Gets it out to Jack O'Garty. That looked like a foul, and it is. Free to Ballyduff. Seamus Mulville well in control of this game. Jack O'Garty will take the free. And there was a trip there, a trip. A trip there, and there is Seamus Mulville going to his linesman. There was a trip in Micheál Foley, and a big decision to be made here. Mike, what do you...
Oh yeah, definitely a big decision there. I'm afraid if he gets it right, could be bad for Ballydonoghue, but we'll see what will happen. Maybe the linesman saw something different.
Yeah, there was an incident before that, but what happened after I'm not too sure. Martin O'Mahony, great servant to Ballydonoghue football, being called over by Seamus Mulville. Martin could be facing a yellow card here. It is a red card for Martin O'Mahony. What a pity. Great servant of the game. I don't think I've ever seen him sent off, but he obviously did something we didn't see there, Mike, and there's a Ballyduff player down injured. Ballydonoghue are up against it now, Mike.
There's no doubt about that, but knowing Ballydonoghue, they have the forwards and they have the players. If they get a couple of moves together, it will bring them back in. Look, there's only a point in it, but I know they're playing with the fall of ground and possibly the win. But I wouldn't take much notice of that, because Ballydonoghue are quite capable of having a great second half, even with 14 men.
There's Martin O'Mahony walking down behind the goals, disappointed. Let's hope that that's not the end of his career, but we're not taking sides. Something happened over there that the linesman and the referee saw, and they did what they had to do. You'll see it yourself when you rewind or you're viewing tonight. Ballydonoghue are down to 14. That could turn the tide for them. Brian O'Shanachon, you never know. Sometimes a team with 14 can play better, but the ball being brought forward now, and it's this game getting a little bit what would I say, argy-bargy. Dara Sheehy, Ballydonoghue moving, Tommy Kennelly, Kieran Lynch, Tommy's running inside him. We'll give it back to Dara Sheehy. Dara 45 metres out. Dara, whose lob against Broster was vital. Here he goes again. Dara Sheehy going right through. A good kick, but it's gone to the right and gone wide. 21 and a half minutes gone. 2 points to 1. Low scoring. Ballydonoghue down to 14. And the trying conditions.
Take a break.
Nick Foley going up there with Tommy Kennelly. The ball breaks to Dara Sheehy. That's a free to Ballydonoghue. Paul Kennelly. Paul inside the 45. Paul was going to kick it quickly, but will take his time. This would be a good score if he could get it from here. Nearly 23 minutes gone. Here he comes. That's a good kick. That's a great kick by Paul Kennelly. And Ballydonoghue are creeping back into the game now, Mike.
Yes, Ballydonoghue are back into it, but Ballyduff will be happy enough as well, because I say they're playing against the element possibly on the field. Look, we're 23rd minutes gone there. We've no score yet from player. The 4 points have come from frees.
Yeah, good point, Mike. 4 points from frees. 2 by Paul Kennelly and 2 by Barry O'Grady. And a bitterly cold day. Sean Brown kicks it out. It's all ball. It might come to Tommy Kennelly. Ballydonoghue suddenly coming back. Dara Sheehy. Dara going right through. A chance to Ballydonoghue. What a goal! Dara Sheehy, the scorer. A great goal. I did say Ballydonoghue with 14 might play better. Sometimes it happens. That was a great goal by Dara Sheehy. Went right through. And that brings Ballydonoghue right back into this game now, Mike.
Yeah, that was a great goal. That really split the Ballyduff fence that time. I thought the Ballyduff defenders were very slow coming across, because all through the game I was going to compliment them, because they seemed to be getting a lot of bodies back, but that time they never picked him up. He turned too easy. Brilliant finish though, a brilliant fizz. Sean Brown could do nothing about it in the goals.
Almost 24 minutes gone. Brian O'Shanachon, the ball breaks to Jack O'Sullivan. Jack O'Sullivan to Anthony O'Carroll. Ballyduff going to weather that storm now and get a free. Paul O'Carroll. Paul, a brother of Anthony's. The ball with Paul Costello. 1 goal and 2 points if you've just joined us for Ballydonoghue. 2 points for Ballyduff. The goal scored by Dara Sheehy. The 2 points by Paul Kennelly. 2 points for Ballyduff by Barry O'Grady. Jack Gogarty injured at the moment. Game has opened up now. Ballydonoghue with 14 men. If you have not heard, Martin O'Mahony has been sent off. Ballydonoghue playing with 14. Free to Ballyduff. Here we go again. At half time we'll have the Ballydonoghue team of 1992, 25 years ago, brought on the field. Podge Boyle to Pod Costello. Ballyduff well up for this game. Pod Costello, that's a free in. Foul on Pod Costello. Free maybe taken by Podge Boyle. Almost 25 minutes gone. Podge into whatever breeze is there. Couldn't be sure maybe if it's favouring him or blowing into his face with the flags going across the field right now as we look across at a fine crowd at this North Kerry Championship final 2017. Podge will put it down on the ground. Continued thanks to the Listowel Club for their facilities here today. Podge Boyle, a chance to bring Ballyduff that bit closer. Kicks it low. Dangerous ball going in low, but it's gone wide. game took a bit of a turn there, Mike, in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, that goal has brought Ballydonoghue into it big time. But I'd say there, Ballyduff had threes possibly scored and frees which they missed as well, which would have been a big asset to them. That could have been level. But look, it's anybody's game, and in our Kerry games, they can go anywhere this time of the year.
You're right, Mike. Bosnot 7 points up here against Ballydonoghue, are not in the final. Listowel 8 points up against Ballyduff, they're not in the final. So anything can happen here. If we knew, we would be geniuses. We don't know. Jack O'Grady with the ball to Dara Sheehy, the man who scored the goal. Dara Sheehy making progress. Good ball to Jason Foley. He'll go with it. Jason Foley to Paul Kennelly. Paul Kennelly turning and over the bar. Paul Kennelly, his 3rd point of the game. If my figure is right, 4-17 and maybe 3 today. That's great scoring by Paul Kennelly, one of the finest forwards in North Kerry football. And of course you have some fine forwards on the other side, on the Ballyduff forward line between the Boyles and Jack Goulding and others as well. A good game of football in the conditions. 1 goal and 3. If we can see the scoreboard, the goalpost is in our way, but I think it's 1-3 to 2 points.
Yeah.
Sean Brown with a kick out. 26 minutes gone. Up they go. Ballydonoghue definitely come back into this game despite being down to 14. Jim Crimmin. Often happens. The team that loses a player raise their game. Dara Sheehy, the man that got the goal, looking towards the goals. That's a fantastic point by Dara Sheehy. Certainly Dara pulled Ballydonoghue back into this game there, Mike. A goal and a point.
Yeah, great move there. I noticed there, watching it up here, when Ballydonoghue run at Ballyduff, they're causing them all kind of problems. And when they're breaking there, Jason Foley went up there. Their half back line are breaking there as well now, which is good for Ballydonoghue. And Ballyduff are not able to contain the runners.
Ball kicked out. Up they go for it. Ball breaks. What's happening in there? Seamus Mulville might hop the ball. Yeah, Tommy Kennedy on the ground. Seamus Mulville decides to hop it. Well, Ballydonoghue were down the dumps 10 minutes ago with their evergreen midfielder Martin Mahoney gone off, but things have changed and things running their way at the moment. Stephen Lonigan to Jim Crimmin. Jim Crimmin, plenty of options. Tommy Kennelly. Tommy with a shot, and that's a great score by Tommy Kennelly. 1 goal and 5 points to 2 points, or maybe it's 1-6, Mike. The score, the goalpost in our way.
1-5.
1-5 to 2 points. Quick kick out. No time for a breather here. A ball. It's a free out. The ball gone out over the wire. A free out to Thomas Satry. 1-5 to 2 points. Tommy Kennelly got the last score. Brother of Paul. 28 minutes gone. The ball with Jack O'Sullivan. Pod Costello. This is a lively game. The ball with Cathal Kearney. That's his 3rd run up the field. The referee lets the play go on. The ball back with Cathal Kearney. 2 minutes of additional time. As the ball dropped in, Barry O'Grady, that's a free in. Barry O'Grady is pulled down. Barry thought about a quick one, and the referee brings back the play. Barry thought about a quick one there, and he did take a quick one against Listowel, and Podge Boyle buried it, and the referee is calling out somebody now, calling out Billy Foley, as a Ballydonoghue player is on the ground. Not sure what happened up there, Mike.
No, I followed the ball there myself. I looks like an ETM or something. He seems to be a leg injury or something down there. That was a good ball. I feel if Ballyduff get enough ball into their full forward line, that could cause problems, because I won that one there again very well.
There couldn't be. Barry O'Grady given great service, hurling at football to Ballyduff. Played a vital role against Listowel. Has already scored Ballyduff 2 and got plenty of the ball. Unlucky with a few more frees into the win, but he truly tapped this over as we head past the 30th minute. 1-5, that's 8 points in the first half for Ballyduff's 3 as Bally kicks it over the bar. 1-8 to 3 points. There will be 2 minutes. 2 minutes for us to suffer this bitter breeze that's blowing in here to the back of us. My cameraman, Gerard Reardon, on the other camera, Tim O'Connor. Here with me and co-commentary. Mike Enright has done this for many years, has also given terrific service to the GAA. We're as neutral as we can be. Dan O'Shea kicks it out into the middle of the field. Up goes Jack O'Sullivan, brings it down well. Ballyduff making a burst just before half time. Brian O'Shanachon tackling Jack O'Sullivan, but it's got back to Paul O'Carroll. The ball still up to Mikey Boyle. Strong man Mikey Boyle. Look, Mikey still with the ball. Gets it back to Thomas Slattery. Back to Mikey Boyle. Mikey Boyle is fouled, and maybe not, and I can't be too sure from here. I'm like Seamus Mulville, we can only see following the ball, we can only see what's happening. We don't have action replay, or we don't have monitors, so we're doing our best, but maybe something happened over there, but I would think a free to Ballyduff anyway, Mike.
Yeah, it's a free to Ballyduff there. Mikey was held there, but look, it's a battle out there. Ballyduff are coming back into it again. If they could get a point before half time, they'd be right back in it again, and we should be in for a very exciting second half.
Yeah, as we approach half time, the ball with Jack Goulding. Jack has that bitter breeze into his face as he looks at the goals. 1-5 to 3 points. Anthony O'Callaghan with the ball back to Jack Goulding. Jack slips, still has the ball. Jack, it's taken away from him, and coming out with the ball is Paul Kennedy, the captain, back helping out his defence. Paul is pulled back, and the referee, and more antics over there, but Seamus Mulville is there calling out a Ballyduff player there, maybe for a foul. Number 8, Pod Costello. Might be a yellow card, Mike.
Might be a yellow card, I'd say, to the shoulder after the ball possibly gone, and put him out over the line. I'm not too sure, we're a good bit away from it here.
We're a good bit away from it, doing our best in the cold. The linesman over there on this side is Stephen Mulville, over there having a word with Seamus Mulville, and not too sure what he's doing. It's a yellow card for Pod Costello. Remember, if you have just joined us, Ballydonoghue are playing with 14 men. Martin O'Mahony sent off maybe in about the 10th minute. Ballydonoghue had only 1 point scored, but they've got 1-5 now to 3. 32 minutes gone, and that's half time. We'll be back for the second half. We must make our way to the presentation of the Ballydonoghue 92 team 25 years ago. We'll be back with the second half, a lively first half. The score at half time, 1-5 to 3 points. The crowd really liking what's going on. All and 5 points to 3 points. 1-5 to Ballydonoghue. The goal scored by Dara Sheehy. 3 points for Ballyduff. That's 5 points. A Seamus Mulville. The crowd beginning to chill up. Ballydonoghue with 14 men. And well caught by Tommy Kennelly. Tommy Kennelly will kick it quick to his brother Paul. Paul racing out ahead of Cathal Kearney. Paul looking towards the goals. Will he try? Well blocked down by Cathal Kearney. They're still tussling for it up there. And it's a free out. Free out to Ballyduff. We didn't get much of a chance to talk at half time, Mike, because of the 92 team, but 1-5 to 3 points, all to play for.
All to play for, as I said, maybe Ballyduff might have a slight advantage playing down this time. A great block down there by Cathal Kearney, a great bit of defending.
The lights coming on in Listowel, it's not that dark, but they have terrific facilities here. If it's a draw, we'll come back and do it all again.
She's off, Rob, she's off.
Free been taken back to Sean Brown. 1.5 minutes gone. Paddy Morden. Jack O'Sullivan. Kicks it right across to John Paul Leahy. John Paul on his own for the moment, making progress. Making a lot of progress, John Paul. Passes it across to Podge Boyle. Podge Boyle. Jack O'Sullivan. Jack will kick it long, but over there, Mikey Boyle coming out for it. Mikey Boyle ahead of Jason Foley. Referee penalised Jason Foley. Free to Mikey Boyle. And Ballyduff. Mikey will take it left footed. About 30 metres out. 1-5 to 3. 2 minutes gone in the second half if you have just joined us. Ballydonoghue playing with 14. Martin O'Mahony sent off in the first half with Mikey Boyle left footed and over the bar. Ballyduff are coming back, or will come back into this game as they always do. Hurling our football. 1-5 to 4 points. Can't really see where Ballyduff are using the extra man because players don't stay in their positions that much anymore, as Darragh O'Shea will take the kick out.
John Paul is a free man.
John Paul Leahy, Mike tells me he's a free man. And it might come to, no, it's caught in the middle of the field by Jack O'Sullivan to Paul Costello. Ballyduff having their spell of dominance in the first couple of minutes of the second half. The ball back with John Paul Leahy. John, his kick half blocked down. Ballydonoghue might break. Picked up by Kieran Lynch. Kieran Lynch kicked it up to Brian O'Shanachon. Brian being chased by Anthony O'Carroll. Brian nicely back to Kieran Lynch. But kicks it up long. Might come to Paul Kennelly. Jack Foley. Jack breaks it down. Referee says play on. Jack, that's a dangerous tackle, or a hard tackle I should say. And John Paul Leahy walking away at the free to Ballydonoghue. Not too sure. It's a free, yeah, it's a free to Ballydonoghue. Stephen Mulville, the linesman, on the far side. Ian Liston on this side. Paul Kennedy will be kicking across into the breeze. He has already scored 3 points in this game. 2 frees, I think, and 1 from play. Dara Sheehy that's taking this free. Is it Tommy Kennelly? Hard for us to see from here. Might be Tommy Kennelly, brother of Paul. Got a very good point in the first half. 1-5 to 4. Tommy's kick. The crowd tell us it's over the bar. That's a vital score for Ballydonoghue, playing with 14 men. They need to take every chance. That was a good score, Mike, from that distance.
That was absolutely a beautiful score. Put the ball down. I'm a great believer in putting the ball down if you have a good free take. A beautiful kick and a silly free there for John Paul. I thought he gave away.
Kick out by Sean Brown. 1-6 to 4 points. 4.5 minutes gone. Sean will kick it long into the middle of the field. Brian O'Shanachon might get that. He does. Brian moves it quickly to Dara Sheehy. Dara Sheehy moves it quicker again to Tommy Kennelly. Tommy to Paul Kennelly. Oh, good. It's ricocheted off of somebody in there. Ballyduff survive. It's a free out. Off of Cathal Kearney. Ballydonoghue are moving, but Ballyduff are moving now. A ball coming down the field. It's kicked away down towards Jack Goulding and Stephen Lonigan. Very close to the sideline, gone over the sideline, line ball to Ballyduff. Jack Golden kicks it quickly to Mikey Boyle. Mikey Boyle. And the referee lets play go on. Ballydonoghue. Despite the 14 men, Paul Kennedy back helping out his defence. Looking for somebody to pass it. Dara Sheehy. Dara Sheehy with the ball. Dara trying to make progress, being tackled very close to the side. Still with the ball, Dara Sheehy. Gets it back to Paul Kennedy. Held on well. Dara Sheehy away across. Paul Kennedy away across to Eamon Walsh. Eamon Walsh. Outside him is Micheál Foley. Micheál Foley, this game up and down the field, a good game of football and fairness in a cold winter's day. Jack Foley with the ball. Jack trying to make progress. Jack, and the referee might be a free to Ballydonoghue. It is a free to Ballydonoghue. 1-6 to 4 points, 6.5 minutes gone. Tough game, Mike.
Yeah, tough game as the conditions are heavy, but fair dues to both teams that are going at it there. Ballydonoghue seem to be more dangerous when they run at Ballyduff. That's the big point I can see in this game at the moment.
Free to be taken by Paul Kennedy. Tommy took one, his brother, off the ground from much the same position. 1-6 if you've just joined us. 4 points to Ballyduff. 1-6 to Ballydonoghue. Can Paul make it 1-7? Top scorer in the North Kerry Championship this year. And it's high and it's over the bar. As I say, Ballydonoghue would need every score with 14 men, Mike, and they're after getting 2 points in a row.
Yeah,
now.
they're playing very well now, Ballydonoghue, in fairness, and they're beginning to run at them. They're creating space. They came through the middle there, and I see 4 Ballyduff backs back, and there was no one near them. 1 or 2 of them should have pushed out.
El Dara Sheehy again, playing a very good game. Got a great goal in the first half to Brian O'Shanachon. Danger for Ballyduff. Tommy Kennelly. Tommy still going, and it's gone wide, but Seamus Mulville had his hand up before that, and it's another free in, and Ballydonoghue have another chance to go further ahead. 1-7 to 4 points, 7 minutes gone. You're right, Mike, when Ballydonoghue run at the Ballyduff defence, they are in trouble.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Their 1-2s are very good off the shoulder, and the running off the shoulder there. They seem to have a little bit more legs than the Ballyduff defence at the moment.
Paul Kennedy with the free. I've lost track of what he has scored in the North Kerry Championship now, but he had something like 417 coming into this game, and he has about 4 points scored here in this, and this might be his 5th, playing a captain's part, man of the match in last year's final. We bring it to you as we see it. No hidden agenda. 1-7 to 4 points. This might be 1-8. Ballyduff are in trouble in this game. They are behind with 15 men, and Ballydonoghue beginning to pull away as Liam Boyle comes into the Ballyduff team. Great servant of Ballyduff hurling and football. 3 Boyles in the forward line now. He did come in against the Stone in the last game as well. Not sure who's going off, but Sean Costello, the captain, going off. Sean got a knock there in the first half. Giving a lot of service to Ballyduff as well, has Sean Costello. Kick out by Sean Brown. Out into the middle of the field. Brian O'Shanachon going for this. Brian O'Shanachon, well won by Brian O'Shanachon. And Kieran Lynch, no, it's got by Paul O'Carroll. Paul cut it out, looking for Ballyduff there. Paul Costello breaking down. Jack O'Sullivan. Field wide open for Jack. Racing after him is Brian O'Shanachon. Jack turns back. Still with the ball. Kicks it across. Dangerous ball. Might be got by Jack O. The ball breaks. It's free. Or is it the ball breaks? Oh, a shot by Mikey Boyle. Ballyduff are arguing in there. That was a bullet of a shot. It might be Mikey Boyle. I'm not sure, but the ball went wide. I think Mike from here definitely went wide.
Yeah, a great move for soccer style there. Pulled on it. Could have ended up in the back of the net. They had 2 attempts at it. Ballyduff were convinced it was a 45. Someone got to touch it, but I don't think the umpires have any of it.
Oh, wide. It is a kick out by Dara O'Shea. 9 minutes gone. 1-8 to 4 points. That's 11 to 4. Ballydonoghue lead by 7. Playing against the wind. Shot the man. Dara Sheehy. Playing a very good game for Ballydonoghue today. Winning a lot of ball. Got to Stephen Lanigan. To Tommy Kennelly. To Jim Crimmon. The play goes on. Jim Crimmon has Paul Kennedy running inside him. Seamus Mulville will bring it back for the first free. Seamus Mulville, along with Brendan Griffin, 2 of the top referees in Kerry at the moment, and they're both from North Kerry, and we wish them best. And that's a black card a black card. John Paul Leahy. Something similar to Martin O'Mahony, a great servant of the game. Nobody likes to see anybody being sent off, but Seamus Mulliver has got to do what he's got to do. So that's 2 veterans gone from this game, John Paul Leahy and Martin O'Mahony. 1-8 to 4 points, 10.5 minutes gone. Tommy Kennedy put one down on the ground about 5 minutes ago and scored it away over there on the far side. Will he put it on the ground or will he kick it quick? He kicks it quick to his brother Paul. Paul moving and kicking, but that's gone wide from here. Gone wide. 10 minutes gone, Mike. What's your reading of the game? Right, I'll give it to you.
I'm going to give you a little break, Rob.
No bother.
Ready again.
Daniel O'Connell coming on there for John Paul Leahy. Mike, what's your reading of it now?
Ballydonoghue they're catching a few great balls around the middle of the field. They seem to have taken control there of the middle of the field for the last 7 or 8 minutes, Ballydonoghue.
Have to disagree with that, and there's Dara Sheehy again. Dara Sheehy, and moving again if he gets the ball. And Dara Sheehy is going again. Will he pick it up? He does, passes it on to Jack Foley. And Jack Foley, that's a great score made by Dara Sheehy. Certainly having a great game for Ballydonoghue and setting up that score for Jack Foley. 1-9 to 4 points. Ballydonoghue beginning to pull away. We can only call it as we see it. Ballyduff could come back. They did it against Listowel. They could do it again today, but had to see it at the moment. But then we can't see beyond the next kick out. Eamon Walsh will go for it with Daniel O'Carroll. Ballydonoghue getting all the breaks, as Mike said a while ago. Jim Crimmin, and that's a free. That's a free to Ballydonoghue. Micheál Foley on his own on the far side of the field, but maybe he wasn't seen. Paul Kennedy, he's on the 45 metre line. The breeze has died somewhat. We hope you enjoy our screening of this game here today, wherever you'll watch it, at home or abroad. Tonight or tomorrow or whenever. Paul Kennedy to Brian O'Shanachon, who will win the 2017 North Kerry Championship. The next 10 or 15 minutes will tell a lot. Eamon Walsh has a chance. The ball just drops behind him. He still's got it though. Beautiful kick out of the ball. And that's a score. A very good score. 1-10 for Ballydonoghue. Eamon Walsh the scorer after 13 minutes. Ballyduff have it all to do, Mike.
Oh yeah, I can't see no way back for Ballyduff now. If they do, it'll be one of the greatest miracles I've ever seen in football. Ballydonoghue have taken complete control. They're running off the shoulder, and their movement have the Ballyduff defence bamboozled completely.
Surprising, Mike, with 14 men.
Yeah, they're not set up right. As far the way I'd be looking at it, I'd be a little bit more. They're hanging back a little bit too deep. They seem to be keeping their spearmen back instead of push them up the field a bit. And we need scores. We can't be all back defending at this stage. You have to go for it, and you'll never win a game if you keep defending. You have to attack.
Yeah, Mike is right. Yeah, if you're an extra man maybe down the field, because Ballyduff, we could be wrong, but they might need a goal to come back into this game now. 1-10 is 13 points to 4 for Ballyduff. 13 minutes gone.
Soft, Rob, yeah, soft.
Coming to Anthony O'Carroll. Anthony crossing the middle of the field. That's the ball down the field. Well won by Jack O'Garty. Touched on the ground. Things are going against Ballyduff now. Dara Sheehy played a lot of the ball today. He scored a great goal when Ballydonoghue were in trouble. Brought him back into it. Back to Jason Foley. Jason beginning to move up the field as he did against Brosnell. Back to Dara Sheehy. Eamon Walsh. Ballydonoghue controlling the game right now, and the referee stopping it for something. Not sure what's this for. Ballydonoghue still have the ball. 1-10 to 4 points. Ballyduff were certainly on top in the first half. Then a sending off from Martin O'Mahony seemed to galvanise Ballydonoghue. You will be able to see it yourself tonight. And then a goal by Dara Sheehy, and this game turned right on its head. Eamon Walsh Pass still over there with the ball. Beautiful pick up, but it's gone out over the sideline. Line ball to Ballyduff. Kick quickly down the field. Mikey Boyle going across together with Jason Foley. Mikey Boyle still there with the ball. And it's a free out. Free out. Mikey held on a little bit long there. Free out. Ballyduff would need a goal, I'd say, Mike.
Yeah, they'd need a goal, and they'd need it quickly, and I'd say they'd need 2 goals at this stage. Jesus, they have no ball gone up there, lads, since we started at half time. One is the ball they pulled on the ground there, soccer style. That's the only time the ball has gone up in the second half.
Well, that's the way the game goes, you would think, but Ballydonoghue down to 14, that maybe it would be the opposite, but that's not the way the game goes at times. Mihal Foley, Mihal making progress. That's a very hard tackle. That is a very hard tackle by Daniel O'Carroll. We can only call it as we see it, Mike. That was a hard tackle.
Yeah, it was a frontal charge. You know, he met him right in the chest. Daniel is a very strong young fella, and Mitch is a strong man too, but he put him flying back there.
A black card for Daniel O'Connell, who has just come on not too long ago. As I say, we don't like to see anybody getting black cards or red cards, but the referee has got to do what he's got to do, and Seamus Mulville not shirking his responsibility. 2 black cards and 1 red card in this game. It's not a dirty game by any manner of means, Mike, but it's hard, and maybe that was a late tackle.
Yeah, it was a late tackle. Mitch was going through the middle there, and then Daniel came out. I suppose a bit of an inexperience. He's a new player to the scene. He hit him smack on the chest, but he hit him hard. There's no doubt about it. He lifted him off the ground, and Mitch is a solid young man. But I'm sure he'll be fine. I think by all accounts he's fine.
Great crowd here, even behind us. There are a lot of people at this game, and it has dried up. Both sides of the field. North Kerry. Okay.
He's gone. Right. That was some rap.
Back on.
Mihal Foley is coming off the field after that last tackle. Was a pretty hard tackle. As I say, we call it as we see it. Daniel O'Connell got a black card, replaced by Darren O'Connor. Colin O'Mahony coming in place of Mihal Foley. Colin O'Mahony going back in the backs as the play will go on, as Mihal Foley comes off the field here. As the play goes on, there's Colin O'Mahony and Podge Boyle. Colin O'Mahony comes on and gets a free. 1-10 to 4 points. 20 minutes gone. It's a free to Eamon Walsh, kicks it back to Dara Sheehy. Dara Sheehy cross to Tommy Kennedy. Tommy Kennedy out to Jason Foley, back to Eamon Walsh, to Dara Sheehy. Played an awful lot of the ball today to Colin O'Mahony. Colin O'Mahony to Kieran Lynch. Similarly, Kieran Ballydonoghue on top in most positions. Back to Colin O'Mahony. He's only in the game a minute. He's handled the ball twice to Eamon Walsh. And over there is Jason Foley in front of the stand. Eamon Walsh holding on to the ball. Podge Boyle coming towards him, as is Jack Golding, but it's got by Jack Gogarty across to Tommy Kennelly. Tommy Kennelly to Eamon Walsh. Ballyduff can't break down the field. Small bit of argy-bargy there. Jack Golding may get a yellow card for that. Bit of needle as Jack Gogarty is down injured as well. The game could do without this, Mike. It was clean and sporting up to a few minutes ago. It's gone a little bit pear-shaped.
Yeah, it's
now.
gone a little bit, a few silly things. I suppose Ballyduff feel they've lost the game now, but I want to keep their discipline and respect the jersey and drive on and try to go up and put a few scores on the board. They're hanging back too deep, and I'd prefer if they drove forward a bit. They have about 13 players behind the ball, and we're down 9 points.
Jack Golding been spoken to by Seamus Smallville, and he gets a yellow card for that. Or is it David Golding? Hard to see from here. It's Jack Golding. As there's another player down injured, Jack Gogarty. Jack getting up. Miall Foley already gone off. The Ballydonoghue team injured, and Martin O'Mahony took a different route. We'll say no more about that one, because he has given terrific service, as has John Paul Leahy for Ballyduff. But Ballydonoghue well on top, 22 minutes gone, heading for 23, 110 to 4 points if you have joined us. And the ball goes back down to Stephen Lanigan, last year's captain, in front of the stand, to Dara Sheehy. Dara Sheehy, nice dummy. Dara Sheehy making progress. And a good ball out to Stephen Lanigan. Over to Jason Foley. Mike, you're right, the Ballydonoghue backs are way up now, because the Ballyduff forwards are moving up the field and maybe should be moving down. Easy to see it from up here. Tommy Kennelly kicks a high ball. That's a wonder score by Tommy Kennelly. A score worthy of winning any game, but the game is not over yet. But it's 111 to 4 points. Hard to see a way back for Ballyduff, Mike.
Oh, there is no way back for Ballyduff. Great score there again by Tommy Kennelly, driving forward. His 3 points kicked it, 1 free and 2 from play. That's a great return for a right half back in heavy conditions.
Good contribution indeed by Tommy Kennelly. As number 24, Darren O'Connor, calling for the kick out here, didn't get it. That's Darren for Ballyduff. Going off is David Golding. David Golding gave it his best while he was there. Over on in his place, number 18 is Eddie Choi, and it's a line ball to Ballydonoghue. Ballydonoghue won the championship last year. If they win this one, it'll be the first time since 1950 that they put back-to-back titles. That's how hard it is to win North Kerry championships back-to-back. Ballyduff did it 2005 and 2006, when Mike here beside me was a trainer of that victorious team in 2006. Not an easy thing to do, but getting into the final can be a difficult problem at times. Paul Kennelly, Ballydonoghue nearly went out to Brosna, but they didn't. They looked like winning this game, but Ballyduff came back before, but they're not playing as well today as they played against the Stole. Colin O'Mahony handled the ball 2 or 3 times since he came on. Dara Sheehy must have handled it 33 times, couldn't be sure. Gets it up to Jack Foley. Jack Foley steps, still has the ball. Jack, left-footed, kicks it across. Jason Foley, but it might break for Jason Foley behind Paul Costello. And when your luck is in, your luck is in. And Jason Foley all the way up from full-back. The ball broke, but he got it again and sent it over the bar. 1 goal and 12 to 4 points, 25 minutes gone. You're right, Mike. Ballyduff forwards are bringing up the Ballydonoghue back.
Yeah, as I'm looking out there, the Ballyduff team, they've only 1 up, and I think that half back line, midfield, half forward, should push back up and try to put a bit of pressure on Ballydonoghue.
Ball drop again, Barry O'Grady, broken out by Billy Foley. Billy Foley, Kieran Lynch slips, but the ball will go back to Jack O'Grady, very close to the sideline over there. The ball is still in play. Got by somebody in a white jersey from Ballydonoghue, and that's a free out. 25 and a half minutes gone in a bitterly cold day with the lights on here in Frank Sheehy Park, the Stole. 112 to 4 points, that's 15 to 9 if you've just joined us. Rewind it tonight, you'll see lots of talking points. But from our view up here, Ballydonoghue are well on top, and in a hard tackling game at times. Seamus Smallville did well to keep control of it. 2 black cards and a red card as Ballydonoghue break it with Eamon Walsh. Brian O'Shanachon, as I say, full marks to the Listowel club and the people who were here this morning after last night's heavy rain to get this pitch playable for today. The North Kerry board, well run board, will be happy. We are happy with the facility. So Jack Golding gets a chance for Ballyduff. Jack should score, and he does, and that's what Ballyduff needed. In fairness to them, that's what they needed. 26 minutes gone, 1-4 to 1-12. Mike, you've been saying it all the time. They should have pushed up, but it's not over yet.
It's not over, but they've left too much to do. It's too late now. They've pushed up too late. They're all up there now on the Ballydonoghue side, and it do put pressure on them. That's more the way they should have gone earlier, I think, in the second half. Pushed up on them.
112 to 1-4. Goal by Jack Golding, and a good goal because Darragh O'Shea is a good keeper. Had no chance with that shot. Number 25 for Ballydonoghue is coming on. Jack Behan, according to the programme, going off is Jack Foley, as Sean Brown will take the kick out. 27 minutes gone, 1-12 to 1-4. Ballyduff came back against Listowel, but they had more time than they have now, but who knows? We can only call it as we see it. Ball breaks to Colin O'Mahony. Has played quite well since he came on. And there's Jason Foley. Ballydonoghue will break again. Jason Foley gone 20 yards of the ball. That's it out to Jack O'Garty. Jack O'Garty moves it quickly to Brian O'Shanachon. Brian O'Shanachon. Back to Dara Sheehy. Back to Paul Kennelly. Paul Kennelly, Dara Sheehy has played a lot of the ball today. Dara Sheehy got that wonder goal when Ballydonoghue needed it. That high ball against Brost as well, along with Brian O'Shanachon, that got Ballydonoghue out to jail. And here they are now winning a final, or winning it in the final by a goal, and 12 points to 1 goal and 4. That's a hard tackle, and that's a free to Ballyduff. 8 points in it, and there's an incident over there and somebody's injured. Seamus Melville calling for attention.
It's off, lads. It's off.
29 gone. Johnny Regan is on. The ball is with Cathal Kearney. Ballyduff will look for another goal. Pod Costello. Pod will drop this one in, but it's half blocked down. And it comes to Jack O'Sullivan. Jack O'Sullivan back to Cathal Kearney, back to Podgeboyle. He'll lob it in again, but Ballydonoghue are there with Eamon Walsh. Eamon Walsh will break, and he gets it out to Tommy Kennelly. He'll break further, and Jason Foley will break up the field. Ballydonoghue moving at speed. Jim Crimmon racing inside, but the ball with Jason Foley. 1 goal and 12 to 1-4. It looks like right now, if we were to call it, that Ballydonoghue are going to win their second North Kerry Championship in a row. Not since 1950, if we're right. Did the 5 minutes of injury time? 5 more minutes for Ballyduff to come back, for Ballydonoghue to hold on. 1-12 to 1-4, that's 8 points. Brian O'Shanachon, Pod Costello. Pod Costello gets it across to Mikey Boyle. Mikey slips, still with the ball. Gets it to Jack O'Sullivan. Jack O'Sullivan kicks it out to Liam Boyle, but Liam might get it. Liam will he drop this one in? He kicks it across, but there is Jack O'Garty and Eamon Walsh, and Ballydonoghue break again. And Brian O'Shanachon, or Jason Foley, way over in front of the stand. Jason Foley to Dara Sheehy. Well won by Dara Sheehy. Going up past Johnny Regan, still Dara Sheehy going with Dara Sheehy, chance of a point, and he's pulled back. It's a free in. 31 and a half minutes gone, 1-12 to 1-4. Mike?
Yeah, there's no doubt. Great second half display there by Ballydonoghue. Actually, the sending off from Marta there, Ballydonoghue went up leaps and bounds in their play, and I say they really killed Ballyduff running off the shoulder and the 1-2s and all that. They have great pace as well, and some of the Ballyduff lads hadn't the legs for them. They have been around for a long time. They have given great service to Ballyduff, those lads. They won County Hurling Championship medals and everything, and they play both games. And you know, I admire these lads and what they have done for sport over the last 10, 12, 15 years.
Well said, Mike. We commend them, because as Paul Kennedy kicks that one, does he kick it over the bar? He does. Kick out was taken too quickly. They're all amateurs doing it for the love of the game. They don't get paid. In Ballyduff they do it in hurling and football. They couldn't be but admired for what they do, but today it doesn't look like it's their day. 1-13 to 1-4. They'd have to get 3 goals to come back into this now, and anything is possible, but unlikely. As Mikey Boyle, the man that could get a goal, is way out around the middle of the field right now. Kicks it down the field, and it goes past Jack Goulding, but Eamon Walsh is going back covering, but Jack Goulding who got a goal a while ago. Jack will try again. He's going right through, and no, it's a free into Ballyduff. They'll probably go for a goal from this. Free in. 32 and a half minutes gone. 2017 North Kerry Championship. Here with me, Mike Enright, Joe O'Riordan and Tim O'Connor, as we stand up on a scaffold that is well erected by the Listowel Club and gives us a great view of the game. We thank them very much for that. As Mikey Boyle will try and manufacture a goal from this. He did it against Listowel. And it hit somebody, but it's gone wide. It hit the Ballyduff player and it's gone wide. Their luck is out today as number 18, Padraig Enright, comes on for Ballydonoghue, and going off is number 7, Jack Gogarty. 33 and a half minutes gone. 113 to 1-4 as we edge ever closer to the end, and Ballydonoghue winning their second championship in a row, Mike.
Yeah, it is very hard to put them back to back. I suppose we had the pleasure of doing it last night, saying 205 and 206. It's a great achievement when a team puts two of them back to back. They're a very hard championship to win. Ballydonoghue are just about to do it. I think this is the 50s the last in it.
Padraig Enright just come into the game. Still with the ball. Padraig Enright tackle hard there by Barry O'Grady. The ball's still over there. Ballyduff still battling as they always do, to their credit. They won't give up, but they would need another goal, and time is against them now. It's Mikey Boyle. Mikey Boyle. Kick blocked down by Billy Foley. Comes back to Cathal County. Cathal County. Cathal kicks it in towards the goals. Barry O'Grady. The referee brings the ball back. Seamus Mulville any minute now will be blowing the final whistle, and the 2017 Bernard O'Callaghan Championship will go to Les Elton, Cross right and Ballydonoghue. We're hardly wrong on that. As Eddie Maroney would say, it might make a heavy week out there. The ball kicked out to Brian O'Shanachon. Ballyduff still battle with Darren O'Connor. They don't give up. Free to Ballyduff. Time is up on our watch now. As the ball is dropped in towards the goals. Up they go for it. Will Ballyduff get another goal? No, it's gone wide, and that's probably it, Mike. 35 minutes gone. 1-4 to 113.
Yeah, that's possibly gone. There's no doubt it's definitely gone at this stage. But as a proud Ballyduffer myself, I'd like to congratulate Ballydonoghue, especially doing the 2 in a row. As I said earlier on, it's a very hard thing to do. I wish them all the best. Enjoy their night, and they're an amazing young team.
Well said, Mike, well said. And wherever you go next year in your travels, we'll be behind you as we were this year. Unlucky not to pull off on our Island last Sunday, but no doubt you'll have another go. And it's all over. Ballydonoghue are the 2017 Kerry champions 2 years in a row. 2016, 2017 on a score of 1 goal and 13 points to 1-4. You will see it all tonight, the scorers, and you can rewind it and the controversial incidents. But from us up here, Ballydonoghue were the better team. A game well refereed by Seamus Mulville. He had to take control. He did so. Hard luck on those. Got black cards, and Martin O'Mahony on a red card. They're great servants of the game. They're amateurs. Seamus Mulville called it as he saw it. Ballydonoghue were the better team. Mike has been saying that all day. So we will leave you, thanks to my people here with me on camera, Ger O'Riordan, Tim O'Connor, Mike Enright, and we will make our way across to the presentation on a final score of 113 to 1-4. Enjoy it wherever you watch it, at home or abroad. Robert Bunyan saying bye bye.
If we are getting around here, first of all, I'd like to thank your
It's like back to back like that. Outstanding. Rally stuff.
Give us back home.
Oh, you're going to clash now, team. We've been a competition, right? Big fight.
As I look prepared here now, so this is another shot this week. It gives me great pleasure to accept this cup on behalf of an unbelievably talented bunch of players from Ballydonoghue. We started training last January. Dennis, John, Stephen, Tuna, everybody put their shoulders to the wheel. Did a massive start to the year with a couple of bad days after that. But I knew in my heart and soul that there'd be good days again before the end of the year. And we really, again, put the shoulders to the wheel. And the fruits have bared again today with this special cup. As I just mentioned there briefly, but I'd like to thank John, Dennis, Stephen, Judah, and everybody else that helped out. It's not easy to go out and put out there Tuesday, Thursday night, especially when we're late in that training. 4 or 5 minutes training tonight. We stuck out in ourselves, and I think we got what we deserve today. 3 weeks ago we stood inside this pitch and 7 points down, with about 6 minutes to go. And I remember looking up to the heavens and going, Jesus, we would have been help us up there. And whoever it was that looked down on us, I'm not sure who, everybody is someone they can think of. I have my own people up there, and they all looked down on us. And we put the shoulder to the wheel ourselves down here, and we really drove on. Massive credits to go to Ballyduff. They had a massive staff here today. I know nobody likes losing, they've had an unbelievable year. I think they've won everything they entered. Hurling, soccer, football, no matter what it was. Hurling especially. They gave us a fright here at the start of the day, but they gave the case to the tournament. Unfortunately, one of our soldiers got sent off, but I'm happy that we can bring this home for him to here tonight. Finally, I'd like to thank the sponsors for sponsoring this wonderful cup. Every bit of money they've put into the year. Thanks for that. Thanks to Seamus for the free and all these linesmen. And that's it. We'll see you in the taxi machines for the next 5 or 7 days. Three cheers for Ballyduff as well. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip!
All of you over there, you're humble abroad. The 2017 Man of the Match and the North Kerry Champion. No more deserving of the honour, because as Tolkien Eddie said, a couple of weeks ago we were here, I was doing commentary, and he didn't know who were gone, as we thought. But Dara Sheehy popped up, lobbed in a ball, Final Sean McCarthy did it, we got a goal, a draw, won the replay. So no, deserving man for everybody, wherever you are. Dara Sheehy!
Lads.
To the sports.
Lads.
Okay, line up down here.
You're right, Justin. Can you hold for a second? You have to push back out. Go back there, lads. Go back, Marvin. Go back. Go back, lads. And the man of the match, lift it up, lift it up. Yeah!